Hello guys, this is Adil. Welcome to my channel Movement Science where I simplify biomechanics with Joe. If you are new to this channel, consider subscribing because I simplify biomechanics over here and also talk about ortho topics and lot of clinical applications which you can use in your daily practice. Also check me out on Instagram where I post daily MCQs and also picture of my notes. The reference time for all the topics that I am going to cover will be mentioned down in the description. So check that out and let's get started. In this video, we are going to talk about the function of the ankle joint or the talocrural joint and its axis. So let's start with the axis of the ankle joint. If you look at Joe, the movement occurs at the ankle joint like this, that is plantarflexion and dorsiflexion, and the axis would be right over here, right? And the movement occurring around the axis. So if you look at this from the posterior view, this would be the axis of the ankle joint over here. But in human body, the axis is turned slightly downward. That is, it passes through the lateral malleolus of the fibula, then the talus, and then the medial malleolus. Now why is this so? The human body is more complex and not like Joe. We have more movements with plantarflexion, that is talar inversion and eversion, and also adduction at the ankle joint. For these movements to be carried out at the ankle joint, we need more instantaneous axis, that is, it keeps moving with the movement, and also a tilted axis. If you look at the same axis, that is, it's tilted over here downward, right? So if you look at the same axis from the superior view, it's like this. So it's not passing right through the ankle joint over here. It's slightly tilted forward. So that is the 23-degree forward tilt and 14-degree downward tilt of the axis of the ankle joint. Now that we have understood the axis, let us move on to the ankle joint function. Ankle joint or the talocrural joint has two main movements, that is the plantarflexion and the dorsiflexion. Range of motion of plantarflexion is 0 to 50 degree. That is, from 0 degree your leg can go 50 degrees down, and from 0 degree your leg can go for dorsiflexion of 20 degree upward. However, this plantarflexion is not an isolated movement at the ankle joint. During the 0 to 50 degree of movement, there are also other movements occurring at the other joints like subtalar joint. Now, why do we call plantarflexion as an unstable and dorsiflexion as a stable position? During dorsiflexion, the anterior part of the talus is in contact with the tibia and fibula of the ankle joint, which makes it more stable and no movement is possible. Whereas plantarflexion is more unstable position because the posterior part or the narrow part of the talus is in contact with the mortise of the tibia and the fibula, which makes it more unstable because the talus now can move in the mortise. It can go tilt and rotate in that position, which makes it an unstable position. If you look at the talus, it has a lateral articulating surface with the fibula and a medial articulating surface with the tibia. The fibula, as it has increased articulation, comes with increased mobility. The fibula can move superiorly, inferiorly, and can also rotate in this position. These movements are magnified at the proximal tibiofibular joint right on the lateral side of your knee. You can keep your finger and palpate the fibula and then do ankle plantarflexion and dorsiflexion, and you will see the movement of the fibula. The mobility of the fibula is also helped by the tibiofibular ligament, which we discussed in our last video. It provides more mobility because of its elasticity to the fibula. On the medial side, does not have much mobility, but it comes with lot of stability, and most of the forces are transmitted through the talus to the tibia. The wide anterior part of the talus helps to provide the stability, and this also carries 450% of our body weight, and due to its strength, it has very less chances of non-traumatic arthritis. So now that we know the function or the movements at the ankle joint, let us now see what is tibial torsion. Tibial torsion is basically rotation of the tibia on the lateral side as you age. So when you are born, your leg is comparatively in medial rotation or more on the medial side. Whereas from 18 months to 6 years, this tibial rotation increases and your leg starts moving outward. This is a normal phenomena. In some cases, this might not occur and it can cause problems during gait. The angle of tibial torsion can vary among individual to individual. Now let us see what are the soft tissues around the ankle and how they influence the ankle function. The gastrocnemius and soleus prevent dorsiflexion. That is, gastrocnemius and soleus are the muscles on the posterior aspect of the ankle joint. Under the soft tissue structures, there is the soleus on the posterior aspect, and then comes the gastrocnemius, which is a two joint muscle, that is, it crosses the knee joint as well as the ankle joint over here and connects to the calcaneum. So both these muscles, when they get tight, they can prevent dorsiflexion of the ankle, and these are the most common reason for restriction of the dorsiflexion in the ankle joint. The other structures that provide stability on the medial side are tibialis posterior, flexor hallucis longus and flexor digitorum longus, which are basically the flexors of the ankle joint and the foot. Whereas the lateral stability is provided by peroneus longus and brevis on the lateral side. We'll discuss about all these structures in more detail in our coming videos, so stay tuned. So let's summarize. We talked about the ankle axis or the talocrural axis, how it is tilted downward and also anteriorly, which helps in carrying out more complex movements. And then we saw how plantar flexion and dorsiflexion are stable and unstable position, and how fibula provides the mobility to the ankle, whereas the tibia provides the stability. Then we also saw what is tibial torsion, and we saw basic soft tissues which can restrict ankle joint and can also stabilize the ankle joint medially and laterally. That's all for today, guys. Thank you for watching. If you like my content, please share it with your friends. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and also the bell icon so that you get notified every time I post a new video. Also, let me know in the comment section what other videos you would like me to cover. Thank you for watching.